Imagine if you only had to work 4 hours a day, and you don't have to justify it, you don't have to explain it to anyone. That's just how things are. It sounds off, right? Like something about it doesn't sit well. But one of the most respected philosophers of the 20th century believed this was not only possible, but logical. And somehow we ended up doing the exact opposite. Today, most people work around 8 hours a day, sometimes more. And if you don't, it feels wrong, like you're falling behind, like you're doing something you shouldn't. But here's the strange part. If you really look at your day, how much of it actually matters? Not the waiting, not redoing things that should have been done right the first time, not stretching tasks just to make the hours pass. Just the necessary work. How long would that really take? This question isn't new. It was asked almost 100 years ago by Bertrand Russell, a philosopher, a mathematician, and Nobel Prize winner. Not exactly the kind of person you'd expect to argue for working less. In 1932, Russell wrote an essay called In Praise of Idleness. And in it, he made a simple argument. Technology has made us incredibly productive. We can produce more than ever before, with less effort than ever before. So logically, we should be working less. But instead, we just kept the same working hours and increased how much we produce. Russell believed that if work were distributed properly, everyone could work around 4 hours a day, and society would still function. In fact, it might function better. Less stress, more time to think, more time to actually live. So why didn't this happen? Why are we still working 8 hours or more? Russell didn't think the problem was economic. He thought it was psychological. We're taught that work is inherently good, that being busy means being valuable, and that idleness is something to feel guilty about. Even if there's nothing meaningful left to do, we'll find something just to avoid that feeling. Russell opens his essay In Praise of Idleness with, like most of my generation, I was brought up on the saying, Satan finds some mischief for idle hands to do. And I bet most of us were taught the same thing, either by our parents or by our teachers or our idols. So a part of this problem is psychological, like I just said, and a part of it is structural too. This way of working didn't come out of nowhere. In the early 1900s, factory systems needed consistency. Henry Ford helped standardize the 8-hour workday, not because it was perfect balance for human life, but because it kept production predictable. It worked, so it spread far beyond factories, and over time, it stopped feeling like a system and started feeling like reality. Look at how we talk about people. If someone is always working, always busy, we respect them. But if someone has time, real, free time, we start to question it. What do they do all day? As if the goal of life is to stay occupied. This is why Bertrand Russell is a hero to me. Not because he had a perfect solution, but because he questioned something most people never question. The idea that our lives have to be structured around constant work, that this is just how things are. He looked at that and asked, what if it isn't? Because if he is right, then a lot of what we accept as normal isn't necessary. It's just familiar. And maybe the hardest thing to change is not the system itself, but the way we feel about stepping outside of it. Maybe we just got used to this, working this much, not questioning it. And once something feels normal, it's surprisingly hard to see it any other way.